All right, so who out there was hoping that you'd keep Khalil Mack? Now, who out there was hoping that you'd keep Bosa, Joey Bosa? Who also wanted to keep Keenan Allen? All right, it is looking as of now that might be a possibility. The news did come out that the Chargers have decided to part way and have released Mike Williams, freeing up $20 million in cap space. And based on a report, we are also seeing that Khalil Mack is to remain with Chargers on a revised contract. So, Adam Schefter of ESPN reports that Mack has agreed to a revised deal with the new team. The new pact will create cap space and clear the way for Mack to retain or remain with the team for the 2024 season. The Williams release ensured that the Chargers will be cap compliant, and the Mack move will help them to make room for deals they have agreed to with running backs Gus Edwards, tight end Will Dissly, and safety Alohi Gilman. The Chargers need cap space. All right, so I don't know if they're done, right? But both players are due roster bonuses in the coming days, so they might not be done with their cap maneuvering. They may be reworking Keenan Allen. They may be reworking Joey Bosa. They may be working to trade one of them. I don't know. But as of right now, it looks like that is what's going to happen, and you can see it confirmed here. And here's what we're going to get into in this video. We're going to talk about what that means for your Chargers this year, because I think it does signify something, especially if they end up keeping Keenan Allen, Khalil Mack, and Joey Bosa. If they keep them all, it tells me something very specific. I mean, very specific. All right, so he'll remain a Charger this season and free up salary cap space for the team by agreeing to restructure his deal. About the only way this works, unless he just straight takes a pay cut, which would be very unique, is if he adds another year to the deal. I mean, that's about all you can do. All right? And then it says after 7 seasons together, the Chargers are releasing Mike Williams. $20 million will be saved. Okay, so let's first look at the salary cap. And this is 2025. So I want to go a year into the future. Now, Corey Linsley's still on this on SpoTrack, counting $17 million. It won't be that. It'll probably be about $5 million in dead cap if he does indeed retire. And then you've got Bosa that's still here for $32 million. You can take that off the books because they're not going to pay him $32 million next year unless he goes out and has a 20-sack season. All right? And if he has a 20-sack season, they're just going to restructure that deal. But they only lose 7.6 if they keep him this year and then let him go. So they save $25 million. So when you look at all this, there's only 23 active players. That's a really fresh start. All right, Trey Pipkins, they can decide what to do with him. They got Dissly on here. They got Alohi Gilman on here. All that has been released. But here's the good news. With all that being said, it is a projected $92 million worth of savings. Now, that doesn't have the Khalil Mack restructure deal on it, but also doesn't encompass the $25 million they could save here. So they could be going into next year with upwards of $100 million fairly easily in cap availability. It won't be $100 million because a bunch of different things are going to happen. You're going to need to sign another 25 players. You're going to have last year's draft or this current year's draft picks. You're going to have next year's draft picks. So it's not going to end up being that, but you could very relatively go into next year being like, we have Derwin James, we have Rashawn Slater, we have Justin Herbert, and we have all these new draft picks with a new GM, and we have the ability to spend $40 to $80 million depending on how they want to do it. But what does this all say about right now? Because the moves they're making are aggressive for this year, but it also maintains cap flexibility for next year. If you look at the contracts that they have going this year, it is honestly irresponsible the way they're doing it. All right. And it looks a little better because you don't have the bloated $32 million contract for Mike Williams. So, but $38 million for Khalil Mack's irresponsible. He should be making 20 to 25. $36 million for Joey Bosa is irresponsible. You should be making 15 to 20. $34 million, even for the great Keenan Allen, is irresponsible. He should be making 25. 20 to 25, to be honest with you. I don't know why Spotrac over here thinks he's worth $12 million. Like, I get it. He's older. No, he's not worth $12 million. That's ridiculous. So if they do indeed end up keeping all these players, what that tells me is that they think they have the talent on this roster right now, especially with all the draft picks, the number 5 pick, and all of this stuff, and they could use that 5th pick to get even more available, right? It tells me that they think they have a team that they can win with right now. It also tells me they have a team that they want to keep financial flexibility with. So they're not going out there and signing guys to 4 or 5 year deals. 1, because they don't have the money to do it, but 2, because they want to maintain financial flexibility, which is a really good thing to maintain. Financial flexibility. Let's keep that going. But they do believe that they have a team that they can win with now. So let's look at this team and see if they can win with it now. All right. I like this because it brings me back to the old Madden days when even current Madden days when you're filling in your roster. All right. Tui Pelotu in the middle. That's not a thing. All right. They're going to need to draft a defensive tackle. And that early 2nd round pick is looking like a perfect spot. All right. But anyways, their safeties, you can make the argument that they have the best 1-2 combo in safeties in the league. Derwin James is going to be a man on a mission this year, and he's going to play fantastic football under Jesse Minter. Alohi Gilman proved that he can get it done. All right, on the corner, Asante Samuel Jr. is good enough. All right, they have elite edge rushers when healthy. When you look at guys like Dion Henley, I did a video on him a while back about how, man, I think he's going to have the chance to start. And in limited reps, he's shown that he has the ability to do it, but it's been very limited. All right, another guy, Nick Nyman. He has shown, again, not an overly large sample size, but he's shown the ability to be a good football player. And by the way, he's from Iowa. If you're a linebacker or a tight end from Iowa, you're good at linebacker or tight end in the NFL. That's how it works. Iowa and Wisconsin. All right, tight ends, linebackers. And I'm not going to say the next statement that I was going to say because that would be ridiculous. Just trust me. It would have been funny. All right, and then on the offense, it's this same idea. You have Herbert. You have Keenan Allen. You have Rashawn Slater. And what they're going to be relying on is their superstars. So when you look at superstar power, you look at guys like Herbert, Keenan Allen, Rashawn Slater, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Derwin James. There are 3 or 4 absolute stars, all pro caliber player on each side of the ball. Let's see how far those players can take this team this year. That's what they're going to see. And then they also want to see these younger players that are on the team now, that they're going to be drafting this year, see what superstars do. What does it look like? What can they learn from them? And then take the reins into next year. I think it's a good plan. We'll see what they end up doing. Because I also wouldn't hate it if they started getting some more capital and trade assets for a guy like a Khalil Mack, who is really only 1 or 2 more years before he's too long in the tooth. He might not even have that. For Bosa, who's the oft-injured Joey Bosa. What can you get for him? But you can get more for him next year. So anyways, there you go. That's kind of my thought. And also, I'm going to talk about this. When I go back to when I say, sorry for the cough, when I say irresponsible spending, remember that's not the current administration. The reason it's irresponsible with Joey Bosa is even if another team took on this contract, they owe the entirety of the base salary this year, which is $15 million, plus the roster bonus, which is $7 million. And then next year, okay, in a very similar mold, they would owe $17 million and then a roster bonus of $8.36 million. So if you want to trade Bosa, the other team has to pay him $25 million. And they can restructure that. I understand all that. But it just, if you backload contracts so much, you basically are left with, you have a star that you either have to pay a ridiculous amount to or you have to cut them because it's impossibly hard to trade them. They know this. They will learn from this. Telesco, or however you say it, apparently did not know this, but that's good because he's gone. So he did some good things, but it's time to move on. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. I talked too long. Thanks for watching. See ya on the next one. Every day Chargers content. Make sure you like and subscribe. See ya.